The 92-year-old monarch led the UK's condolences to the former American leader, who she described as a great friend and ally of the UK. The Queen also revealed how she and her husband Prince Philip remember our days in Texas in 1991 with great fondness. She said, "It was with sadness that I learned of the death of President George H.W. Bush last night. President Bush was a great friend and ally of the United Kingdom. He was also a patriot, serving his country with honor and distinction in office and during the Second World War. Prince Philip and I remember our days in Texas in 1991 with great fondness. My thoughts and prayers are with President Bush's family and the American people." Buckingham Palace side. The Queen will also send a private message of condolence to the family of President George H.W. Bush. The Queen and Prince Philip spent 2.5 days in Texas, where they spent time in Houston taking in the sights of the city. The visit was part of the Royals' whirlwind 12-day tour of the states, which began in Washington and moved to Miami, Tampa, Austin, San Antonio and Dallas. George H.W. Bush, who has died aged 94, will go down in history as the president in charge at the end of the Cold War who took the United States into the first Gulf conflict. He was elected as the 41st president in 1988 and served a single term before losing his 1992 re-election bid to Democrat Bill Clinton. Months into his presidency he was faced with the dissolution of the Soviet Union and he oversaw the removal of Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega. Theresa May also paid tribute to Mr. Bush's ethos of public service had been the guiding thread of his life and an example to us all. She said, "At each stage of his remarkable career, the president worked side by side with his friends, colleagues and counterparts in the United Kingdom. Today Britain remembers a great statesman and a true friend of our country." Former Prime Minister Tony Blair added, "President Bush was an extraordinary and exemplary public servant, a man dedicated to his country, the values it stands for at its best and to making the world better, more stable and more peaceful."